Beautiful people, let's talk about proof of funds. How much you need to actually study in Europe, in some European countries. Someone asked me about this, so I'm going to be talking about it right now. I would start first of all, but before I even start this video, please, like before we go into the details, if you need a one-on-one call with me, okay, please do not forget to book from the video description box so that I can dedicate time, sit down, and then we talk from there. Please, before you apply to any institution abroad, I will advise you to, first of all, make sure that you have the money to sponsor the program. Otherwise, you look for scholarship opportunities or scholarship opportunities. There is a video I'm going to do. I don't know if you are going to watch the video before this or after this. But of course, if you do not have money, apply for scholarship opportunities. I talked about Erasmus Mundus scholarship, and I equally talk about University of Twente scholarship. I also talked about University of Maastricht scholarship. There is a video. In fact, check my channel. You are going to find all these videos. But the funniest thing now is most of you do not have IELTS. Some of you use your own money to eat chicken instead of registering for the exam. Well, Milton is just here to try. Let me keep trying my best, and I hope that some people will grab the material. Now, let's go further and talk about these countries and their proof of funds. In case you want to study in Finland, okay, let me show you. I'm standing by the canal. Have you seen? This is a canal behind me. In case you want to study in Finland, please make sure you have money. How much is the proof of funds to study in Finland in 2025? Now, the proof of funds you need in your bank account, the money must be in your bank account. And remember, if it's not going to be in your bank account, you need to have it in, or your sponsor needs to have it in his or her own account. Then at the end of the day, remember, you are not just having the money. You need to show to the Finnish officials that you have a source of income, like you have a place where the money is coming from. Now, if you are telling them you have a place the money is coming from, you need to back it up with evidence, right? I understand most of us, we are self-sponsoring, but again, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubts that you are self-sponsoring. Now, how much do you need for Finland? You need to show that you have 9,600 euros to study in Finland. And remember, this 9,600 euros is when your university has accepted you and you apply to the school. For example, if you apply to an applied science university like Savonia University of Applied Sciences, or to a research university like University of Helsinki, after they accept you, you need to pay the tuition deposit they are asking you to pay before you can apply for the visa. Now, remember, you are not applying for the visa for Finland, it is the residence permit. So you should put this into consideration. Now, when you put this money in your account, that is when you are going to use VFS Global, okay, in Abuja, Nigeria. Is it in Lagos? No, Abuja, Nigeria. So it's not hard. Of course, application is going to start January. I talked about this already, and I'm still going to bring all the 22 applied science universities to us all to enjoy, right? Some of them do have scholarships. Remember, in my previous videos, I said with University of Applied Sciences, you can win a 30, 20, 30, 25, or even 40% scholarship, and your tuition will be reduced, right? Or sometimes the universities will give you an early big scholarship, which means if you pay your tuition on time, you are going to be, some money will be taken away from your tuition. If you pay, let's say if you get admission and you pay within 14 days, there are schools like that that will tell you to supply the money within 14 days, and you get a discount of like 1,500, 2,000 euros. So please put this into consideration. I'm going to talk about everything very soon. Now, with Finland, you need 9,600 after tuition has been paid. That is understandable. Then you look for other documents like insurance, accommodation proof. Then you apply for visa. I'm going to talk extensively on this very soon. Application starts January 8th, and the deadline is January 22nd. Remember, this is Applied Science University, and this is the joint application. Joint application here means that you can apply to many schools. You can apply for up to 4 or even more programs. And last time there was no application fee. This time there is an introduction of an application fee, and it's 100 euros. You pay the money, you apply for all of the programs. So before you pay, make sure you are qualified. To those of you who are refusing to write IELTS or take the Duolingo exam, please, my last advice for you before Christmas is take the exam now before it's too late for you. Take any of them you can afford, or anyone you think is easy for you to write. I understand most of you are running away because you don't want to write it. But again, take the one you can perform well. Now, that is for Finland. You can, before I forget, you can move with family to Finland, okay? But if you think you don't have enough money, because of course, even if you decide to carry your family along, you still need to show that you have money to give them and to show that you also have money to take care of them, not to give them by the way, because everything should be in the family's account. Now, the next country I want to talk about is Portugal. Portugal, you can also move with family. Admissions is going to commence very soon. Some schools are even open now. I'm still going to do more research about Portuguese universities and then we talk about them. To those of you from Cameroon or my people watching me, put an eye on the University of Malmo, Mino. Okay, I'm going to talk very soon about that. There are so many schools in Portugal we will be vibing to. Then again, Portugal proof of funds is not that expensive with 7,200, but I will advise you to just make sure you have like 8,400 euros in your bank account. It is essential or very important to have such money. Now, if you are moving with others, like if you want to carry the family along, you need to multiply this money. And every family member, you should know the amount already. I'm going to put some links below for that. We will not be explaining all these details. Then, proof of funds to study in Italy. Italy is one of the cheapest countries now, from my observation. If you look at Italy, most of the schools, I even have videos on this platform talking about University of Macerata, Palermo, and University of Camerino, and University of Bologna. All of them are quite affordable universities. So why not? Submit an application if you find a program and you meet the requirements, because of course you stand a chance to study for almost free. Remember, after you apply and gain admissions, there is a possibility for you to win a scholarship. There are various scholarships in Italy, but the common one we all know is the regional scholarship, right? Every university in every region, if you get admission, you are already liable, like open to apply for a regional scholarship. So put all of this into consideration. Now, Italy, how much is the proof of funds? Proof of funds to study in Italy is 6,200 euros. But if you can have 6,005 or even 6,700 or 6,800 or even 7,000 euros, it still advantage you. I always support people who are smart, and if you even have 8,000, it's not a big deal. But please, remember to tell them where the money came from. Remember to explain who is your sponsor. If your sponsor is abroad, that is advantage you. But I understand some of us, we do not have people anywhere. Okay, so put all of this into consideration. Now, for Italy, like I already explained to you, remember that many students are applying to Italy because Italy is affordable. So expect appointments to be hard. So the earlier you apply, the better. The earlier, the better. I said this last time. Same thing for Lithuania. Okay, if you are applying to Lithuania, last year Lithuania has like, I think over 98% approval rate. Yeah, everybody I knew who applied to Lithuania last year got a visa. So please, if you think you have the money for Lithuania, Lithuania is not expensive. With 6,000, 5,400, 6,000 euros, you are good to go. Then another country I mentioned already in one of my videos is Czech Republic. I even said that for you to move to Czech, you just need about 3.5 million CFA francs as a Cameroonian. And I mentioned this in euro. That should be 5,300 euros. So please put all of this into consideration. But remember, with Czech, it might be a little complicated because of what? Appointments. Of course, appointments is so hard now to get. I don't know why. Probably because many people want to apply. So please make sure you put all of this into consideration. Then I'm going to talk again in another video about Croatia and Austria. I want to update the videos I did last time. But let's take a look at Luxembourg. With Luxembourg, you need 14,400 euros, at least 14,000. There is a way you have to do it. Some people were asking if there is blocked account for Luxembourg. There is no blocked account, okay? But remember, University of Luxembourg is the only cheapest university in Luxembourg, only one. So everybody cannot enter that university. And remember, before you apply for any program there, you should check requirements. Check everything and be sure that you meet language requirements, you meet academic requirements like the admission requirements and everything before you apply. Then understand that you are competing with many people. I even talked, I remember explaining in one of my videos that before you apply, make sure you are able to draft a very strong motivation letter, because at the end of the day, it is your motivation letter that is going to help you get the admission. Because like I said, you are competing with a lot of people. So you need to do things that you stand out of the crowd, that can help you stand out of the crowd. Equally understand that if you've done extracurricular activities like research proposals, maybe you submit a paper, you've done extracurricular activities like voluntary services, voluntary work, internships, you have a work, how do I put it? You have experience, work experience, you stand a chance to win these admissions. it's always good for you to put all of this into consideration. Now, I'm going to talk about Iceland in another video. I think with this video, because there is a lot I want to talk about Iceland, but remember that admissions is already open now. I talked about University of Iceland. There are many of them. We have Bifrost University, we have University of Reykjavik, and so many of them. Understand that for you to study in Iceland, you need to have at least 75 on 100 for your results. Iceland does not believe in, oh, my results are not great. No. Try to get a good, like if you, at the moment, you are watching this video and you haven't applied and you think your results are good, drop an application immediately. Pay the application fee. It's expensive, but believe in yourself. That is one thing I always tell people. If you think you can get it, of course, you don't even need to think. You need to be doing the work immediately because there is no time. I believe in time management a lot. If you keep wasting time and thinking, oh, there is no time, my results are not good, oh, if I pay the application fee, what happens to me? But if you ask my opinion, I would say if you have the 135 euros, rather than applying to Iceland, apply to Finland. You know why? Because you are going to choose 4 or 5 or 6 different programs for that same fee. But for Iceland, if you have just that 135, you might apply and not get admission. What happens? You lose both ways. But if you use that money and select 4 or 5 programs, there is no way you may not be picked for one if you are actually qualified with a great, like with a good transcript. You understand me? So please just look at how much, who is your sponsor, how much you have in your bank account for proof of funds, and we are just hoping for the best for you, right? I'm already here in the Netherlands. This is my city. So please, I want to see you guys in Europe next year.